Happy summer, everybody. Welcome to Revival Town. I'm Chuck Tate. That's Andy King.
Hey, how you doing, mate?
I'm doing good. School's out for summer.
School's out. There's so much going on. It's obviously hot here at the moment. Storms are rolling through. I mean, you always know it's around that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And summer movies are hitting.
Summer movies are out.
There's a few. Well, I've seen one already. There's a few I want to see. I want to see the new Jurassic Park. You see they're bringing a new one out?
You know what? I missed the preview for that. Oh. But I caught the tail end of it.
Oh, the tail end? Which dinosaur? Sorry. So Jurassic Park's got a new one out. Happy Gilmore is a new one coming out.
Man, we have to watch that with VidAngel.
Oh, yeah.
But no, Ashton and I watched the trailer for that just a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
It's going to be just a fun... Stupid.
But
funny, but you know.
And then obviously the other one that's coming out or has just come out that we've both seen, Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible.
What did you think?
You know what? I think the subtitle was the Scientology edition. No, I'm kidding. No. I was Annette, Savannah and I were in St. Louis to visit friends just last weekend, and there was a movie theater right next to our hotel, so we just made a spontaneous decision to say, "Hey, let's go! Let's go see Mission Impossible." And it was a theater with full blown menu, food, really nice.
What
recliners? Yeah, they had recliners, and we put the seats.
You had like dinner and stuff in there, or what?
Yep. You could order dinner and have it brought to you. We didn't because it was late. We had already eaten. We did grab popcorn, but. Yeah, you can order. There are burgers and
that's how Tom Cruise is getting paid now. Probably from you.
Right. Man,
that's crazy.
But it was a really cool theater, great sound, and I don't know if you know this about me, but when I go to a movie theater, I have to get a closed caption device. Did you even know there's such thing that exists?
No.
Yep. So I've been doing this now for a few years, but a lot of the
is that more? Do they charge you for that?
No, it's free, and sometimes you have to give them your driver's license. And to hold it, but most of the time they just give it to you.
So how does that work? Is it like a pad?
So it is. Nope. It is kind of like it's got an arm on it, like this.
Yeah.
And on the it fits inside the cup holder.
Yeah.
Okay. So you put it in the cup holder, and it's almost like a microphone stand or like a phone stand you would use, like a selfie stick, or whatever.
Yeah.
All right. It fits in, but it
bends.
Twists, it bends.
Okay.
Yeah, it bends. And on the end of it is a little box, and it has the closed captions in the box. So let's say if the screen's right there, can you get a shot of me?
Yeah.
It would be like this is the box, and it goes, I bend it up, and it's into the cup holder right here. And so I'm sitting looking at the screen, but right here in front of me is a box that has a closed caption. It's a screen.
Wow.
A digital screen with just text.
Okay, so this may have...
So I don't miss anything, and I can't stand it when they don't charge your batteries or it goes out right away. They're supposed to keep them, I mean, for me, if I'm going to pay money to watch a movie, I have to have that. I can turn my hearing aids up, but for me, it's vital. But the theater that we were just at, it was a little bit different than the ones I've used before, where there was a magnifier inside that blew up, so the words were really big.
Oh,
it was cool.
Mate, that's you know what that is. They saw you come in and they're like, "Oh, here's one of them old people. We need to magnify the words on that." Although you know what, mate, you may have just changed my life, because at home we watch TV with subtitles all the time. We've just got used to it recently.
Yeah.
Especially, I think it's because
if you can hear it, if you watch the subtitles, you will catch stuff that you would not normally catch.
Yeah. I might be grabbing that, even though I'm not, got hearing impaired. Just because when we watched the Mission Impossible, me and my wife, she turned to me at one point. She goes, "I'm missing the subtitles," because they do. They talk fast. There's a lot going on.
Yep.
So wow.
I can't do movie. Even at home, I have to have subtitles. Wow. I have to have it. But so let's talk about the movie. What'd you think?
Oh,
how many stars out of 5?
Out of 5, 5.
Okay. I'm gonna give it 5 stars too.
Just okay. So what we did, we we watched all of the Mission Impossibles the week before. Every night we watched one of them, right? Just for a fun thing. But what was amazing was, and this is what I loved about it, the last one, they showed and tied all of those movies together.
So Savannah and Annette watched a 13-minute recap of all of them. That sets you up for this one, but you watched all of them. I like that.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to watch the recap video, but I was grateful at the beginning. They do a recap, and they do bring it all together. And there's other things we don't want to give stuff away.
No,
but I thought it was excellent. We know he's a Scientologist. I didn't feel that in the movie. Honestly, I didn't. I was kind of expecting to. They talk about the entity, which is AI. So I didn't. There was something I didn't like, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit.
Yeah.
But as far as action and it's very clean movie.
Very clean. Yeah.
I don't know if there was a swear word. If there was, maybe one.
Yeah.
I mean, it was clean. There wasn't any sexual stuff.
No, and all the series are like that.
Yeah,
not just this one.
It was family friendly, wholesome, intense. Obviously, it's Mission Impossible because it is insane. What he has to do, and but I loved it, man. It was a roller coaster.
And they say I've seen a few interviews since then. Like, I love Simon Pegg, who's the English guy that's on there.
Yeah.
He's a great actor, and
Benji?
And he was saying how the question was, is Tom Cruise like this all the time? He's like, let me give you a typical day with Tom Cruise. He said that there was a scene where they are driving up a mountain, right? And it's like a car chase. It was in the film, and they're going up, and they said, okay, we need to do it again. Tom Cruise, who isn't in that scene, is at the top of the mountain with a helicopter waiting. And he flies them back down to the beginning. Then they reshoot the thing again, and they do it over and over.
So he pilots them.
Oh yeah. And then he said, yeah, and if that isn't enough that Tom Cruise is taking you in a helicopter, at the end of all the shoots and they're done, he's like, hey, what do you want to do now? And they're like, I don't know. He goes, you want to go diving with sharks? And he said, we get in the helicopter, fly to the coast. There's a boat waiting. We go out and we're diving with sharks.
Wow.
I mean, how Tom Cruise is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's just interesting.
He is.
And in incredible shape for his age. He does all his own stunts.
But we did say he does not. In any of his movies, he doesn't ever touch the Scientology stuff.
No, he does. He's not pushing that. I'm going to share something.
Yeah.
So, if you haven't seen the movie yet, you better stop listening because I am.
You're going to ruin it.
I'm not going to ruin it, but it could be some type of. I could be giving something away. All right.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't want to. What's that called?
Spoiler.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. You got any spoiler music?
I don't. Sorry.
Okay, all right.
Sorry. Let's see. I've got. Let's see. No, I don't have it. Keep going.
You have anything? Any sounds?
Wait. Here we go. We've got. Whoa! Hey! Oh! Hey!
Welcome to Spoiler Alert on Revival Town Podcast. Okay. All right. I like it.
All right. Let me do this. Let me stop that. That's what happens when you walk into a room.
This is a raw episode. It's just us talking, right?
Yeah. This is what happens when Chuck's preaching. Sorry.
Well played. That's the noise I hear when I'm walking by the restroom and you're in there.
What we got? Sorry, everyone. We're just playing a little bit. That's all right.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
So that is great. Hey,
Going spoiler
all
alert.
right. So yes,
Hold on. And the spoiler is
all right. Luther.
yes.
So I'm not going to say what happens to Luther,
Right.
but there's a point in the film
Yep.
towards the end where Luther is speaking to Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you how he is speaking, but
Right.
he is speaking to him. And one of the things he says, and this backtracks to something, there's a phrase that was used. I don't know if you caught this, and I don't know if it was a phrase by the entity or who said it. Okay. But the phrase was, "It has been written." I don't know if you, did you catch that?
I don't know if
Yeah,
I
it was
remember,
was
but-
written.
Yeah.
It was written. In other words, it was foretold that this would happen. It has been
Yeah.
written.
Yeah.
All right. In Scripture, that is a pretty common phrase. You know,
Yeah.
it is written.
Yeah.
Luther says, and I don't know if there was, and Savannah and I had a conversation about this. She thinks I misinterpreted it, so I'm going to get your thoughts. Where Luther says to Tom Cruise, "Nothing has been written." And based on that dialogue and what he said, and making it a point to say nothing has been written, I almost took it as they were trying to communicate an underlying communication that there is no one besides us as far as humans. We are it. Obviously, as believers, we believe in a creator. We are created by God. He has a purpose for all things. There are things that were written and foretold and prophecies fulfilled in the birth, life, ministry, miracles, death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus, right? I believe all that. We believe that as believers, that there were things written. In the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God. I felt like it was almost a statement there is no entity, there's no higher power. It's just us. We make the rules. We make all decisions. Everything's all about us, where I believe there is a creator,
Right.
you know, who is leading and guiding us. And maybe that wasn't the message that was being communicated, but that's what I felt they were trying to, like, the subliminal message. Do you get that or no?
I got to say, theologian Chuck, I did not catch that.
Okay, all right.
Doesn't mean it wasn't there. Now, I do know that during all of the, not just that one, but other ones, there were things that they would say that would happen, right? Like, it's been written that, like, back earlier, his wife would disappear and she did, or someone's going to die today and they did, or do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know they had been using that phrase along the way, but
Okay.
I didn't catch that. Not saying that it wasn't there.
Yeah. And again, Savannah, she thought that I was just misinterpreting. So, but, you know, something to think about. Tell us what you think. Go see the movie. Let us know.
Let us know. Hopefully you won't be mad at us because we just did some spoilers, although it wasn't really spoilers.
It's not really spoiler because
Yeah.
it just,
I love
a lot of action.
I love a good summer blockbuster movie. You
Yeah.
know, I remember do you remember when Independence Day?
Yep.
Remember that film?
Yep.
I remember going, actually, I think I went with that with Dave Jane to watch
did you
Independence
really?
Day when
Okay.
it first came out.
Okay.
So it was close to when we were over here.
Yeah.
You know, came over here. That was a great, like,
Okay. In Independence Day, that was a movie where, isn't the president's wife die in a helicopter crash? Or she's in a
another
helicopter crash?
spoiler alert. Sorry, everyone.
It's not a spoiler. It came out 20 years ago. If you haven't seen it yet, too bad. Spoiler. No, so because the only thing I'm thinking of, I remember there was a Saturday Night Live episode.
I don't watch
where
ungodly
somebody
shows
was
like that.
It's been years. In fact, it's been way back then, and somebody was portraying to be President Clinton, and it was President Clinton. It wasn't really him, but it was somebody pretending to be President Clinton on SNL doing movie reviews.
Oh, right.
For the summer. We're talking about summer movies.
Yeah.
And I just remember him going, "Now there's a new movie I want to talk about, Independence Day. Now this is a movie where the president's wife is in a helicopter crash." I love this movie. I give it 2 thumbs up.
That's good. I didn't know you did a Bill Clinton impression. That was pretty good. That was.
I don't know. American president. Now this is a movie about a president who's a widower. I love this movie.
Oh,
goodness.
boy. So what are we doing today?
So we're just hanging out, talking to Summer. We're talking about, obviously, Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
And we are all on our own mission in life. No, when it comes to Revival Town podcast, one of the things we were talking about, we've been doing this almost 5 years.
Yep.
And we get contacted a lot by other people who want to sit in. We've had people come in and just observe, watch. We've met with people. We've coached people. I did a Zoom call about a week ago with somebody who was interested in learning more about podcasting and what our process looks like. So we thought we would just kind of share some of this. If you're thinking about doing a podcast, it is really easy to start a podcast. In fact, most people have one, right? Podcasting is huge. How do we do it? So we thought it'd be kind of interesting to share. For one, how did we end up sitting here doing a podcast together? I was doing a podcast. You did a podcast on your own.
Yep.
You were a guest on my old podcast, 41 Strong.
Yeah.
And it was right around COVID. It was during COVID where we decided to do one together. I approached you and said, "Hey, what do you think about doing one together?" My contract for 41 Strong was about up, and I wasn't paid to do a podcast. I was using a service where I was paying, and Rock Church supported the 41 Strong, and we had a producer, and they put it all together. I did all the work. I just showed up, and it was like a 20 to 30 minute podcast, and we did it for a few years, and it was great. But
the issue, though, I remember for you was you had to do it at a certain time every week.
Yes,
and I think for us going into this, we didn't want to do something that we felt chained to.
Yes.
Right.
Maybe you don't know this, but we release a new episode every Monday, but we don't meet every Monday.
No.
We don't meet weekly because you're too busy for that.
Yeah.
I'm too busy for that.
Yeah.
We would feel bound.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that would make it hard.
Yeah. And so that was one of the things going into it was how do we make it easy, but yet can still get content out. And like I said, COVID, everyone was digital, right? Yep. Everyone was going digital. The first year or so, it wasn't video. Zoom. It was just us recording audio. Even though we were zooming in people, we didn't have the capability of being able to do it the way we wanted. And we've always said we're not that we're the best podcast in the world. I mean, we're not Joe Rogan or anything like that, but we want to make sure that the content's good and that if we did video, which we do, we wanted it to look good as well.
Yes.
And so
we want the quality
there. And we didn't want it to take over our lives. Right. I mean, whenever I do the podcast with the kids, the summer camp kids, I'll say, "Hey, we're going to put this on YouTube." And they're like, "Oh, we're going to be YouTubers.
Here at Dream Center.
We're going to make loads of money." And I'm like, no. That's not. And they'll always say, "How much money do you make doing your podcast?" I'm like, it costs us like Chinese and
Chinese food.
Chinese
is what
food,
you're referring. We go to lunch every week.
It
costs us just, my brother-in-law, he's Chinese. It cost him and a couple. How many?
Oh man! So we wanted it to be easy. So, In a minute. I mean, we can, with the cameras, I can show people what we use and things like that.
Yeah.
But why don't you just talk a little bit about who we have on and what we try to do? Not all the time.
Yeah,
we hit it, but
well, let's back up just one step back and say, when I'm like, hey, do you want to do a podcast together? And you're like, yeah, let's do it. What are you thinking? And I pitched you an idea for a name. You did some research, and there was another podcast already out there with the same name. So then you're like, hey, what about Revival Town? And obviously, we love the song Revival Town. Martin Smith is one of your good friends.
Yeah.
But that encapsulated, I think, what we wanted to do. Because we wanted to, and to quote you, highlight people in movements around the globe who are making kingdom impact.
Making a difference.
Yeah, making a difference. So Revival Town was the perfect name. So we decided to do just that. And we talked about guests.
Yeah.
Who should we have? Who do we want to have? Who are some people that might be hard to get that would be really cool? And we just, we had a note list. It's actually a digital file.
Yeah.
And in fact, it's still there because I was looking at it yesterday.
Oh.
Because I needed the password to get on to, to do some editing. Not editing, but to get analytic information. But anyway, so you know some people. I know some people, and both of us also reached out to people we don't know. Networking connections. Our good friend Matt Brown has introduced us to people, and that's just kind of how it went. But when we began, we just made a list, kind of a short list, and just went for it.
And we need to do that again. I think that'd be. You know what I was thinking about yesterday? We need to go back to those first 3 years and just revisit folks that may have been on and see where they're at now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because for a lot of those, for instance, I tell you, I thought about the other day was Tim Dupe who was with Delirious, who heads up Big Church Day Out. It's now called Big Church Festival in the UK. If you remember when we had him on, it was in the middle of COVID. He had to lay all his staff off. He'd had to lay his kids off, right? Because his kids were staff. And I saw just last week, they've moved the date this year to go from a 2-day event to a 3-day event because they can't keep up with the crowds that are wanting to come. Like 40,000 or more will be there over the weekend.
Amazing. Yeah.
So someone like that, we got to get him back on. You know what I mean?
Let's do it. Yeah. But so we made a list, and we do use a resource. There's an app called Calendly, and a lot of people don't know this. And if you're a podcaster, then you do know this, but it helps us to schedule people.
Yeah.
Because we record once a month, 1 month, and then the next month, 2 days a month. The next month, we record 1 day a month. And we're usually 3 podcasts ahead, 3 weeks ahead.
And we do 3 podcasts a day.
And we do 3 podcasts a day. So this is our second recording today. And we have one more. We're getting ready to go get Chinese. We're going to go get lunch, come back, knock out a third one. That's what it takes. That's for us to be able to do it. You're the executive director of Dream Center Peoria. You have a lot of things going. I'm pastoring. I have a lot of things going. It would be impossible to us to produce a weekly podcast if we didn't batch things together.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. We get together, and then one day, then tonight, tomorrow, sometime over the next 3 days, I'll sit down and create graphics and write copy, and then I'll send that to you. You'll edit these shows that we're doing. Then you'll upload everything.
Yeah.
You'll take the images and the copy that I send. You'll attach it to whether it's YouTube or the audio. We have an RSS that we release that goes to all the platforms. We use Spotify podcasting. It used to be called Anchor.
Yeah.
And that automatically sends it to all the places. But then the week that it releases, that we take about a 3-minute, 1 or 2 clips called Reels, right? And we put those on social media. There's so much to it.
Yeah.
But we kind of have it down now.
And one of the things that we wanted to do was when it comes to some of the tech, I didn't want to spend hours and hours editing. I hear of folks that spend, 8-9 hours editing. I haven't got time to do that.
Right.
So what you hear and see, we're actually doing it on the fly.
Yeah.
So like the music you're hearing right now, that's on this little.
Yeah, 'cause you have a board, you have a console.
Yeah. Look, shall I show people?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So
and this is Rode, and we use Rode cameras and we use Rode mics.
Everything's Rode mic. The cameras are not Rode.
Okay, RODE.
But this is the board we use.
It's just a little board, but yeah. And
So like these little buttons here, we can.
So Andy is the master of our control board. This is
here,
why he doesn't have to edit music in later. It's all done live.
So like when we start the show, there's the
Hey
song.
everybody, welcome to Revival Town Podcast.
So we can do different things. And then like earlier when we were playing around, we've got the applause button. We've got the air horn. Like
I got a stomach ache.
So you can do that, but then we can have up to 4 different microphones. And then this line here is for anyone that calls with Zoom. And then it all runs then. We've got these little cameras. You see these little cameras here? Right there, we've got one there. There's one up there. There's one over there by the light. All right.
Check out that light. Show them the light. This is a really cool light. This is a brand new light right here.
Yeah, so it just shines.
And then maybe show the light that's on the floor right there.
Then we got lights on the floor there as well that shine up, give a bit of backdrop light. Man, this is like tour of the thing.
Yeah.
But the cameras are wireless, as you can see. So they are talking to my iPad, but then we can plug in from this board directly into there. So anything that's clean, the sound and everything is clean because it's coming direct from the board. Normally, like I see folks, they will, what they'll do is take the audio and then they'll record video separately, and then they're trying to line up the voices and everything else. There are some times where I've had to do that if the recording hasn't gone well or the quality isn't good, say from the Zoom line coming in. I'll take the audio from the board and then line it up, but I hate doing it.
Well, let me also explain something else if you're wondering, okay, well, what about you guys do an intro, you do the interview? Is the person standing by the whole time you're doing the intro? But that's where the editing does come in. That's the editing. Yeah. So we record the interview via Zoom, and we use the Zoom camera. We use whatever, my laptop, your laptop, whoever we're interviewing, their laptop. If they're not in the studio, we're recording them via Zoom, we take just that, and then separately we do what we're doing right now.
Right.
We set up the cameras, and we do an intro, and then we stop it. We do an outro, and then you just edit the 3 together.
Yeah, just bring it all together. Yeah. And then at the end, we have Joy saying, "Thank you for listening to Revival Town." That's
which was pre-recorded during our first year.
Yeah. So it looks like a lot. I mean, it does. We were very fortunate because of the stuff that we do with the Dream Center and with podcasting, that we had the board and the mics and things like that. I've told folks, if you're going to do it right like this, you're probably looking at $1,000. You don't have to do it like this.
Right.
With Rode, you don't need this big board. You can actually just download an app now on a computer and connect mics to your computer.
Right.
So that's another way of doing it.
Yeah, and if your podcast is just you can record an intro and use that same intro every week.
Yeah.
So there's no editing. Then you're just popping that on in front of your recording. And if you're going to interview people, you can have one intro.
Yeah.
You don't have to have an outro. There's, the key is this. People have asked me, why has it been successful? And the answer is because we've been consistent.
Yeah.
If you're going to do a podcast, you don't have to do it every week. Let's say you're going to do it every month, then do it every month.
Right.
You can't do one and then 3 months later do another one. You'll never gain traction. Whatever that timeline is, you have to be consistent.
You take someone like a Joe Rogan, right? Joe Rogan, it has, and I'm not promoting it. He has some incredible.
You're not
guests on.
endorsing it.
I'm not endorsing
Yeah.
it. Right. But he has the biggest.
But you have a Joe
podcast.
Rogan tattoo on your back.
But he and the power of podcast is amazing. Let me touch on that in a minute. But with Joe Rogan, he does a 2 to 3 hour podcast every day.
Yeah.
Right. That's insane. Now he's getting crazy money for it.
And
so
I'm sure the producer, the studio.
Yeah, he's not doing. He's not doing his own mixing.
That's full time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of people. I remember a few years back. I won't say who. There was an entity in town, and I said you should do a podcast, and they're like, podcast. No one listens to them. I was like, what? It's like, yeah, no one listens to them. Ask Donald Trump if anyone listens to podcasts.
Right.
Because the way he engaged Rogan and a few other major podcasters.
Yeah. Throw politics out. Kamala denied going on a show.
Right.
Trump went on.
Yeah. I mean, the way you can get your message out, and it's at people's own time frame as well. It's not like, like the 5 o'clock news is on at 5 o'clock. You got to watch it on TV.
Yeah.
That's why cable TV and local TV are finding it hard competing with your internet TV, your Netflix and others, because you can watch it anytime you want.
Yeah, I don't have, I can't commit to every Tuesday at 7 o'clock.
Right.
All right. But I can listen to podcasts when I'm running, when I'm doing laundry,
right,
when driving.
Yeah.
So yeah, good stuff. Interesting. So kind of funny. I forgot all about. I don't think you've ever heard this before, but remember when Joe Rogan used to host a TV show called Fear Factor?
Oh yeah.
Did you know that I tried out and I made it to a round where I went to Chicago and I sat with a producer at a round table. I didn't make it past that, but I made it past.
Was Rogan there or not?
No, he wasn't there. No. He heard that I was coming. He's like, I'm not coming. But, yeah.
Hey, Craig, what TV show would you love to be on?
Oh, that's a good question.
I just thought of that. I know what mine answered.
Oh man. What's your answer? I need time to think about it.
I would love to go on Amazing Race with my daughter.
Oh man, you know what? That would
be
great.
That would be amazing because
the comedians. I'm trying to remember their names. There's a Christian couple. They have the Holderness family. They won it.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, that would be.
I would. Me and Joy watch it. Like and again, we don't watch it live. We record it, and then during the week we're like, hey, let's watch this week's episode. And I just love I know I wouldn't do great at it, but I just love like the places they go, the culture that they tie in with the games. Like, it's just so good.
Okay. You know what? I would honestly love to have a minimal role on The Chosen.
Oh, I could see you on that.
I would love to.
We know Dallas. Surely we could.
Come on,
make
Dallas, if you're listening.
Come on, Dallas.
Help us out.
Yeah,
I'll join the Actors Screen Guild.
I mean, you wouldn't have to put a beard on. You've got it already. You've got the hair. I mean, you could be the Jesus fill-in. You could be the Jesus stunt man. That's what it needs to be.
Well, it is my blood. Well, you know what? That just got weird. No one knows what we're talking about.
You better explain it though.
Okay, I'm going to read you this text message I got from our office manager. So she has 3 young boys. Caden has been on the Dream Center podcast. Yeah. That's her oldest son. She has a middle son named Isaac, who loves giraffes. And Super Susan is their grandmother. But they have the little boy.
Super youngest fan Susan, not just super.
Yes. So Liam, we call him Lee. They call him Lee, but Liam, he's a fireball. He's awesome. He's always run around the church. And then they had their little baby girl, Emmy, who's a miracle. We may have talked about her before, but this happened. So they've been watching King of Kings, which is now the #1 animated Christian movie ever. It even beat Prince of Egypt in the box office.
Wow.
Yep. But anyway, here's what she sent me this yesterday. So King of Kings, again, animated film about Jesus. So King of Kings came out on Angel, and the boys have been watching it on repeat. So I'm in the car with Lee, and he's telling me about Jesus. He tells me that the guys were mean to Jesus, and they put a pokey crown on his head and put him on that big thing, and a guy hit his big knife in the table, and Jesus ripped the beard and shared it with his friends, and then he drank Chuck's blood. And she was like, wait, what did you say? Mom, Chuck's blood in that cup. Jesus drinked it and then shared it with his friends. And she was like, Bud, that was definitely not Chuck's blood. It was juice, because we did the Living Last Supper and we had Jesus and the disciples. This was our Easter production.
Yeah.
But we also received communion regularly at our church monthly. And anyway, so he heard me talking about the cup. And for some reason, he thought it was my blood. So he said, oh, Chuck said it was his blood. I will tell him. And I did not say it was my blood. But anyway, that's what I say. But no, I would love to be in The Chosen. You know what I'd like to, I would also, just for, as far as an action drama TV show, I'd love to be an extra on Outer Banks.
Oh, man.
Right?
I think it's coming out later this year.
Yeah, yeah. But there's a new movie I've been into. Not a movie, a TV show.
Yeah.
It's actually ran from 2014 to 19 in Canada. And because the Hallmark Channel put it on Hallmark Plus, but it's edgier. It's not like a typical Hallmark movie. It's something like you would see on Netflix. And it's filmed in Toronto. And it's called Private Eyes, and it features Jason Priestley. You remember him from 90210? And then somebody named, I think, Cindy Sampson, I think is her name. But the story, the show is about her. Her dad was a private eye. He passed away. She doesn't have a good relationship with her mother, so she is trying to keep the private investigating firm going.
Oh.
And she connects with Jason Priestley. Jason, his character... He is a famous hockey player who was injured. His career's over. So he's kind of a has-been. At one time, though, everyone knew him. He was a celebrity, like a famous soccer. See what you do to me, man? Hockey player. So he ends up joining their partners in this. They're private investigators. And there's this romantic draw between them. And I'm only in season 2. There's 5 seasons already out. So they're not a couple. But it seems like there's definitely that draw, even though they're dating other people and stuff. But it's the
so
the
where's
plot
this? Where do you
lines
watch it?
It is on Hallmark Plus. But this is not a Hallmark movie, and it's not a Hallmark show. It's edgy, and sometimes Hallmark beeps some of the stuff. But it's and the quality is not. I mean, I do like Hallmark Channel. I like, I watch stuff with my wife, and most of their mystery shows are cheesy, predictable.
Yeah.
The acting sometimes is not great. The plot's not great. This show, Private Eyes, I mean, every story is so unique. It's fascinating. It's really well done. I would love to be on there because they're bringing it back. They just got signed.
Oh, renewed it.
So they're going to renew it, and
I'll tell you another show. Sorry, were we talking about shows? No, we're talking about how we do the podcast.
What TV show would you like to be on? That was the question.
I think Outer Banks would be. That's my favorite show. I would like to visit. I hope people don't get mad at me on this one. I would like to visit Clarkson's farm. I don't know if you're familiar with this on Netflix.
You've told me all about it,
and that putting it right out there, the language can be a bit bad.
That's why there's VidAngel.
But I need to. Yeah, but it's about this guy who runs his farm in England, and it's very funny indeed. I would love to just be an extra there, helping them around the farm. Yeah. Hey, Kay, I got one more. We haven't talked about this. Did you watch the new Duck Dynasty?
I did not.
Oh,
wow!
It was great, man.
I'm gonna be,
you got to be somewhere. You got to be somewhere. You keep looking at your watch. What's going on? What's going on?
There's another source of information for those of you that want to do podcasts. When you record, put your phone on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah.
I forgot, so my watch keeps going off. during this broadcast because my phone is not.
I thought I was just getting bored. You were bored with me.
No. Oh my goodness.
So Duck Dynasty, the revival.
Yeah. No, I didn't even know it was out yet.
Oh, it came out last Sunday.
Okay.
It's on A&E, which is hard to find now.
It's interesting. It came out right around the time of
They did not plan that.
Yeah.
That. But
Phil passed away.
Phil passed away. I tell you what, though, it's really good. And what I like about it, so they're really focusing on Willie's family.
Okay.
Right? So Sadie, who's very popular in the Christian.
Yeah.
So it's funny. It's really good. I tell you what it felt like. It felt, this first one felt like Duck Dynasty met The Office.
Oh.
Because it's Willie going round and he's like trying to be the CEO.
Okay.
But he hasn't been in the office for like over a year because he's been so busy.
Okay.
Like they turned his office into Sadie's podcast studio. So he walks in and he's like, what's going on here?
I bet you that's a nice studio.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's more than $1,000.
They're not using one of these boards, I'm telling you. But it really is good. It's well worth going and checking out. I mean, it really is good. Like what they're doing now. Yeah. I mean, Willie's wife is pretty much running that enterprise now.
Wow,
yeah,
that's
so
cool.
It's good.
Well, this has been fun.
It's been good.
Happy summer.
Yeah, happy summer.
I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did.
Yeah, we just want to do something a bit different and make sure that you are tuning in next week for a next episode of Revival Town Podcast.
Yes.
And say goodbye. Should we wave up there?
Hey. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Revival Town Podcast. Make sure you're following us on social media and remember to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. For more information, head on over to revivaltownpodcast.com.